I'm surprised that President Buhari did not sign this bill. He knows the importance of Numan and his resources because he's a soldier. He knows what that particular area, particular community has contributed in terms of the military manpower of Nigeria.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, permit me to lead the debate for the second reading of the Federal Universal Education Numan Adamawa State Establishment Bill 2024. This bill, which seeks to provide for the establishment of the Federal Universal Education Numan Adamawa State, was passed by the 9th National Assembly, but was not assented to due to late passage when that administration was winding down. The bill was read the first time in this hallowed chamber on Tuesday, 21st November 2023. For any country to achieve meaningful development, the socio-economic and political system must be enhanced. This is why successive Nigerian governments placed much emphasis on the development of the individuals as a means to national development. Education is the sure means of developing individual potentials. Little wonder, therefore, that the National Policy on Education 1981 postulates that education is the greatest investment that the nation can make for the quick development of its economic, political, sociological, and human resources. Among the various educational institutions through which the nation hopes to achieve its developmental goals, specialized universities of education should take preeminence because they are set up to train the trainers. The development of a sound and robust educational system in any country is therefore predicated on the availability of qualified and well-trained teachers to impart the required knowledge on the students. Thus, the need to have a strong system in our educational sector that shall continuously produce well-qualified and trained teachers as is obtainable in other countries cannot be overemphasized. This is the fundamental justification for the establishment of this specialized institution of higher learning, the Federal Universal Education Numan. Undoubtedly, the realization that universities of education are tools for national development have led to an unbridled quest for and vigorous expansion of such institutions in Nigeria. Broadly, a universal education's main functions, among others, are as listed therein, 1, 2, 3, 4. The objective of the university as outlined in the bill, among others, includes A, to encourage the advancement of learning to all persons without distinction of race, creed, sex, or political conviction. B, to develop and offer academic and professional programs leading to the award of certificates, diplomas, first and higher degrees, and postgraduate research in all fields of education. And C, to produce socially mature professional educators with capabilities to not only understand educational needs of Nigeria as a nation, but also to exploit existing educational infrastructure and improve on it and develop new ones, if you agree.
I mean, are you opposed to it? Just make it short.
Senator Abdul Lingi, Bauchi Central, Bauchi State. Mr. President, let me commend Senator Yaro for a very painstaking job on this particular matter. He had proposed this bill and it passed the concurrence of the National Assembly on the 21st of November, 2003. It begs the question that Numan, of all places, one of the most important resource emirate in northern Nigeria, in terms of providing manpower to the former northeastern region, and then one of the most also important resource in terms of providing some of the very best military officers of the country. One of the oldest emirates in Nigeria that do not have a federal president actually weakens my heart. For us as a Senate, what we must begin to continue to do is making sure that there is fairness, equity. There is no way, sir, anywhere in any state that a place like Numan should not have a federal presence in terms of education because of their long history, because of their population, because of their contribution to the well-being of the Nigerian state. And I think it is important, just like Akwashiki said, when this bill passes, that the Senate leader follows it off. I'm surprised that President Buhari did not sign this bill. He knows the importance of Numan and his resources because he's a soldier. He knows what that particular area, particular community has contributed in terms of the military manpower of Nigeria. And I think it is apt that they should have a federal presence in educational institutions.
This bill have appeared in the order paper of the 9th Senate. He convinced us, we passed the bill, send it to the committee, and I'm a member of that committee. We worked on the bill, send it to the executive arm of government for assent. But today, because the president declined his assent, I want to commend his sagacity for reintroducing the bill today. As we all know, in every society, when you need development, it's education, you must work, they are working hand in hand. Education, they work in partnership with every government that needs development. Mr. President, it won't be wise, just like he said, the financial implication in 76 sub 3, that he has made it up. It won't be wise for us to pass bill, send it to the executive arm of government, a very important bill like this, and really send it back or maybe declining assent. When we keep doing this, we are bringing back Nigerian backward. And education is the background of every government. And it's that's why we are here representing our own people today, Mr. President. Without education, you cannot be there. And without education, I cannot be here. Likewise, any other senator that were here. I want to urge the leadership of the Senate, especially the Senate leader, who is the liaison between the Senate and the executive arm of government, to help, to push, to see the light, whereby most of the important bill like this, to see the light of the day, so that it will draw education closer to our own people, to our own rural people, because when we bring education, I want to believe education or university is one of the most important and key things that the executive arm of government need to look into it, not that to decline it and to be signing other selected bills. Mr. President, I want you to maybe liaise with the leader who is the liaison between the Senate and the executive arm of government to help all his colleagues to look into some of these bills. Because a lot of bills in the 9th Senate were declined as sent by Mr. President. And I want to believe the present Senate President, being a former senator of the Federal Republic, should help us to sign some of these bills to draw education closer to our own people. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I want to commend Binos for bringing this, for introducing this bill for the second time in the 10th Senate, because he convinced us beyond reasonable doubt in the 9th Senate.
It was earlier passed by the 9th Senate. And then coming back here, I believe and I pray that this will be the last time that you will need to bother about bringing it, because if the current president assents it into an act of parliament, we will not bother to bring it back. But I think Numan really deserves a tertiary institution. And I don't know yet, but I will discuss privately with you when the bill is assented to whether we should name it after the last traditional ruler. What's the name now?
Steven.
The title.
Amapachama, Colonel Honest Iremia Steven.
Bachama. He was my very good friend, and he was always my guest in Akwa Ibom when I was a governor. He was an avid Scrabble player, and I was sponsoring international Scrabble competitions. So he used to stay with me sometimes after a week. in my state. Unfortunately, he passed on due to illness. And so please think in that direction. Distinguished colleagues, those in support of the motion that this bill be read a second time, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Distinguished senators, a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the Federal University of Education, Numan, Adamawa State, and for other matters connected therewith, 2024, second reading.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the Federal University of Education, Numan, Adamawa State, and for other matters connected therewith, 2024, second reading taken.